Field is set and ready. Race number 2, and they're racing as well, and Willing Accomplice dug up by Jason Brown out of the gates. Also gathering speed is Mr. Say So and Joyous Affair. There's the grey Silver Roller going forward, and he's still winding up Willing Accomplice inside of it, desperate to get up outside the speed early on. Back on the rail, Plain Vital, Take No Prisoners, and when they'd settled down upside down, Bob had found himself at the tail end of the field. Going over by Beckett's Gate, Boulay de Cannon at the 1800 mark led Willing Accomplice. On the inside, Joyous Affair just pulling against Matty Brown. Then running fourth is Silver Roller, beautifully placed in the early part of the race by Carberry. Plain Vital is next on the inside of Mr. Say So, and then came on the outside next of all Take No Prisoners, the Geraldton Stayer outside of Upside Down Bob. Over to the back they go, and Boulay de Cannon showed the way for Sean O'Donnell at the 1400 mark by 3/4 to a length over Willing Accomplice under double wraps and still pulling Joyous Affair. Silver Roller, though, in contrast, had settled on a cotton thread for Carberry, and she's just cruising along the grey in that beautiful posse in the sweet seat at the 1200. A length and a half to Plain Vital, who's down on the inside of Mr. Say So, and keeping company back there with each other are Upside Down Bob and also Take No Prisoners as they approach the 1,000 metres. They start the run down the riverside. Boulay de Cannon showed the way. No change to the order, though. They drop anchor. Running second, starting to get up onto the bridle, Willing Accomplice. Back on the inside, next of all, Joyous Affair, who's tugged pretty much right from the word go. A half a length away then is Silver Roller. Plain Vital's on the inside of Mr. Say So as Hill takes off with Take No Prisoners, and he's on the march as they go by the 650, and relegated to a clear last is Upside Down Bob, who pulls out 3 deep to follow Take No Prisoners to see if he can drag him into the race. Boulay de Cannon, Willing Accomplice, and now Silver Roller. As Carberry did at Bunbury, he takes off before the bend to try and catch them napping here, and Silver Roller dashes up, kicks a length and a half. Boulay de Cannon, Willing Accomplice, they're being followed by Joyous Affair, who wobbled out coming around the corner, taking Take No Prisoners wide. Plain Vital getting a run back inside of those. Silver Roller at the 200 in front from Take No Prisoners, running on from last. Here's Upside Down Bob, and then Plain Vital. Silver Roller, he put the stick away, shook it up, had to draw it again. Take No Prisoners won't get to it. Silver Roller makes it back to back. Silver Rollers over Take No Prisoners and Upside Down Bob. Plain Vital right behind those fourth from Joyous Affair, Boulay de Cannon and Willing Accomplice, and last in the small field is Mr. Say So. So it's back to back and almost a replica ride by Paddy Carberry to the one that he pulled out at Bunbury last start on the grey mare. When he took off 650 to 700 from home, he might have been just inside that point today. Pinched the break, Take No Prisoners back last, had to circle them 3-4 deep to get around those runners. Has run within 3/4 of the winner. Upside Down Bob third, and Plain Vital, which is in fourth placing there. And the time is 2:20. Well, we'll check that, but it looks to be 2:25.44. Silver Roller first home by Dalgar from Better by Half for Rick Hart, Damien Hampson, C Pop Joy, and GJ Freeman, trained by Alan Matthews. Patrick Carberry there again gave it the beautiful ride throughout. He was one out with cover. He peeled off, he hit the button exactly when he thought he needed to on the grey, and she's held Take No Prisoners off. A Blackfriars Baleen Magic Gilding for Mrs. J Bettersworth, trained by Travis Bettersworth, ridden by Ryan Hill. And Upside Down Bob, number 4, third in by Detroit from Bibiani. Ian Glading, a part owner with C Valenti, trained by Ian Glading, ridden by Jared Noski. Silver Roller. We'll check the official tote dividends in just a couple of moments there. They're reading an unusual figure there currently on screen over Take No Prisoners and Upside Down Bob. Now the Joyous Affair, number 6, which pulled pretty hard against O'Grady throughout in 4th place. The third event, the Western Race Picks Handicap, 1,000 metres at 5 after 3. Now out come 5 Thunderstrut and 9 Miss Slater, 5 and 9 out of the third race for the day. Okay, let's go down to Gareth, and he's going to catch up, no doubt, with winning part owner Rick Hart. Pleased to see his colour saluting for the second time on the grey. She won by half a length and a half, second and third. The sectional is 36.32. Let's go down to Gareth.
He's had a pretty good time of it. Ricard, haven't you? Like, Django's been consistent, and this girl's put 2 wins on, well, back-to-back.
Well, it's nice to see this one because, you know, to be quite honest, a couple of weeks ago she looked like she might be heading to Albany or further afield. But she's all of a sudden put it together. It was a good win at Bunbury. Backed up on the 7 days. She can get a bit of ground, so who knows? Was the key getting to a bit of a trip? Oh, I think so, yeah. Just allowing her to sort of settle, and Paddy says she just relaxes, you know, so indicates that it's good for staying future. And what does Alan now say with her? Where do we see her? Do we see her continue to go through the grades over more of a trip? I would have thought so. I don't think we'd have any lofty ambitions at this point, Gareth. But you know, we'll just take it as it comes and have a look to see how she can go. You didn't make too much noise like the Irish in the previous race. Didn't they make some noise? No, I don't blame them. You know, they bought it for a couple of grand, didn't they? Yeah. Very good. It's a great little story. Well, job well done. It's good to get a winner. Yeah, it is nice to get a winner, and Alan and Paddy do a great job with the horses. So good to see them doing okay with the lesser lights. Yes. It's not the best grey in the stable. No, but maybe the third or fourth. A little bit hot today, and you need a beer after this anyway with the humidity, so job well done. Thanks, mate. There we go, there's Ricard, the chap, and that was a good win by Silver Roller, this 4-year-old mare, winning her second race on the trot. That's 12 starts for 2 wins now. When she wins, and when she doesn't win, she doesn't be placed. But that was a good performance and a good ride by Patrick Carberry.
Alan Matthews and Patrick Carberry with a grey over the staying trip. That certainly does ring a bell, and the 2 Silver Roller has proven too good here. She certainly turned things around. She wasn't showing too much early in this preparation at York, Pinjarra. Even here at Ascot back on the 20th of December, she was well back from the winner that day. But she scored at Bunbury 7 days ago on the 7-day backup here today, and she's proven too good for her rivals over the 2100 metres on this occasion. Patrick Carberry, one of the absolute gentlemen of the sport, not just here in WA, but just in general. It's always good to catch up with Paddy, especially when he's riding winners. As Darren McCauley said in the call, it was a rinse and repeat job, just ridden exactly the same way as last start, and the results turned out the same as well.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for your kind words, mate. Gentlemen, I'm not sure, but I'll take it. Yeah, it was a good run. You know, jumped into a bit of an awkward spot, obviously drawn a little bit awkward, but once it got up the hill, I just let her just gradually get her into a rhythm, and lucky enough, the inside horse couldn't hold its spot, so I was able to get a bit of cover 1-1, and travelled nice in the run, and when the favourite was nowhere to be seen, sort of obviously drew 1 and didn't have much pace, so I was happy to try and pinch it again today. And she got a little bit lost in front. You know, she wanted to lail over him and give her a few in the right and the left, and then the right again. And you know, she toughed it out well to the line. Although she hasn't beaten much again today, she's only a small horse and carrying 58.5. Good effort.
A little bit of kickback on the white silks that you've got on. Are we on a genuine 5, or are we looking towards moving towards a 4?
At this stage, I think it's a 5, but pretty much this is how it needs to be. It sort of gives horses every chance, and you know, looks after their legs, and I think the trainers would be happy that the horses pull up well after it and not jar up.
Well done here. Good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you, mate.
Paddy Carberry and Silver Roller make it back-to-back victories over the stage trip here. Race number 2 goes the way of the Alan Matthews.